Hi, I'm Shannon.
And I'm Nicole.
Welcome to our Late Over, where we eat yummy snacks,
Share binge-worthy entertainment,
play games, and gossip.
but you have to go home early because we're not allowed to have sleepovers.
So let's get going before your mom gets here to pick you up. Welcome back to Late Over Podcast. I'm the big sister Shannon, and this is my little sister Nicole.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Latte Over. It's the middle of the day.
I do not have a latte today. I just had a shake, and it was not the right consistency. Don't you hate that?
Ugh.
Gets a little too thick.
I cannot have a shake without ice. Like, I need a significant amount of ice in it. Otherwise, it's just... But do you even do frozen bananas?
I do. The shake that I've been doing is frozen raspberries and ice. There is ice, but I think one trick is to put protein powder in like at the very last little bit so it doesn't get oddly fluffy. I think was my error.
Is that what makes it fluffy? Mm-hmm. I thought it was always frozen banana that made it fluffy and weird.
No, I think it's actually the protein powder because there's xanthan gum in most protein powders or like some other sort of thickener. Mm-hmm. And that'll thicken right up, so it gets a little funky. We don't like a fluffy, and it like makes it almost not cold enough. You know exactly what I'm talking about, and it's like, oh, this feels like cotton.
Yeah, that's kind of why I feel like the ice helps break it up. Like it gives it a little like I don't know, just a little something that's not so. It's almost like a pudding, but in a really bad way.
Exactly. You nailed it. It's like gelatin. Also, the chia makes it like that. But yeah, I'm still working on the ratios because I'm trying to get my fiber in. That has been a huge focus for us the last couple of weeks. And so this is kind of like my fiber shake with raspberries and PB Fit and chia seeds. But because there's a lot of frozen raspberries in it, sometimes if I put too much ice, the blender won't blend. So still working on the proportions there, but today's proportions were not it. So anyway, we just have good old water. That's okay. We might survive. How are you? What's going on? We actually are doing this almost in real time. This episode comes out tomorrow, which is like the closest we've ever pushed anything. Today is actually going to be our season 1 finale. We are both a little bit overscheduled over the next, 6 weeks? Yeah. And we figured this would be a good time to kind of close out season 1 and get our feet back under us and come back with a live episode after we see each other in Branson, Missouri, our bunch family reunion that we have every year. And yeah, greatly needed. So fill us in on what you've been doing.
Well, honestly, I just don't have much of a life outside of work and housework. Like, I don't really have much else going on.
It's a lot.
And it is a lot. I'm working on, it's like when I anticipate not having free time, it makes me more anxious. And so then the whole time that I'm working, I'm kind of wearing myself out because I'm like, I'm not going to have any free time. Like, I really, really, really want free time. And I can tell that my body wants to relax and my body needs to rest. I haven't been sleeping very well and all of that stuff. But then it makes it even worse if the whole day I'm on my, fight or flight.
Yeah.
So I've just really been trying to take it day by day and try to, while I'm working, be like, okay, how can I make this as relaxing as possible? Can I turn on some nice music? Can I have a cozy blanket? Can I slow down? And I think that's kind of part of it is I've been on tight deadlines, but I'm just trying to be like, I totally understand that this needs to be done, but it's not going to help anybody if I have a heart attack to get this done. So I've just been trying to relax and slow down. And I think that it will slow down after this week, at least on this particular project. So that will be really nice and appreciated. So I can just work normal working hours. But, outside of that, there's just a lot of housework and a lot of just management of a lot of other things. So besides that, I have just been, I don't know, I guess proud of myself for how I've been keeping on top of everything. Like,
totally.
Not that it has to be this way, but the house is still very clean. And for me, that's a high priority because I also get really on edge if things are dirty and messy. And so I feel like I've been able to prioritize that and keep practicing just being calm and doing what I need to do. And I think I'm going to keep getting better at it. So that's about where I'm at.
Good job.
And
Good practicing.
thank you. And that's really all my updates. I wish I had like a cool life update or something, but literally nothing else has been happening in my life
So
besides
busy.
this. So
Yeah.
anyway, how about you? What are the updates?
Oh, I'm recovering allergies every time. I know I've complained about this a couple of weeks ago, but every year this time it just absolutely knocks me out. So I also have not been sleeping great and have come to the absolute realization that I have histamine intolerance, which is brought on by estrogen dominance and lots of other things. And so I have been really tackling that. All of my health, and both physical and mental, have stemmed from this estrogen dominance that I've struggled with actually pretty much my whole life. Even before I had any of my live children, I had a handful of early miscarriages, and it was all because my progesterone was too low, and it was because I'm estrogen dominant. And this may have to do with, I was on progesterone-only birth control before I had any kids, and that might have tipped the scales, or it might be genetic or whatever. It doesn't really matter how it happened, but it's landed me here. And so I've managed, it's been step by step with my Wellbutrin that I've been taking for a year and a half, which has helped immensely just with the mental health aspect of allowing me space to even get to the point where I can figure out, okay, what am I doing? What do I need to be doing? Whatever. So I have just been ravenously studying how I can improve this estrogen dominance in my body and histamine intolerance through a lot of my diet. I am very active, so I know exercise. I have that built in, but my diet can definitely be kind of cleaned up. So I've been hyperfixated on being a fiber girly and figuring out the best foods for me to be eating at different parts of my cycle. And anyway, this all ties together because my seasonal allergies have been so bad the last couple of months. My PMDD, which is premenstrual dysphoric disorder, which is PMS, but on crack, which is I've always struggled with. But the last couple of months, it's been so bad that I cannot hardly function. And it feels like I'm not on my Wellbutrin, which is scary. I don't ever want to feel that way. Well, down the rabbit hole I went, and it's because I'm overloaded with all this histamine, more than usual. And so my body is essentially, it's like a autoimmune issue. My body is attacking itself, and it manifests, of course, in physical things like coughing and sneezing and itchy eyes, but also this mental health issue. My brain just cannot function. So I'm on a mission to do this and figure it out, and I'm learning. So love to share more of that as I go on, but that has kind of been my focus, to try to get myself to feel a little bit better. But on top of that, we are at the end of the school year. Our spring break is this next week, which is so annoying because then we go back to school for literally 3.5 weeks, and then it's summer. But I have something scheduled for at least one child every single day from now until May 31st or May 30th. And I am just like, oh my gosh. And as they get older, there's just more school stuff and more performances and graduations. And today is the spring showcase at the school. My third grader is dancing with a partner. And so we're going to that. And it's a lot. And it's fun. I actually love this time of year, but it is high level mom mode. So gotta be there for that.
Can I spring a question on you?
Yes.
So about the histamine situation.
Yeah.
So remember in high school how you used to have to get allergy shots all the time?
Yes. Because I had chronic sinus infection issues.
Right.
And very bad seasonal allergies. Yeah.
But then in the end, that wasn't even what happened, and you had to get your sinuses, you did some surgery on your sinuses. Yeah,
they just fixed a deviated septum, which is not a secret way to fix my nose. My nose looks exactly the same. But yeah, it was a bad deviated septum, yeah.
Hey, it's okay if you got a nose job, okay?
I know, I wish. Now looking back, I'm like, could we have just made this a little pointier? Anyway, yes, I did end up still needing the surgery after, I think it was 3 years of allergy shots. Correct.
Okay, so
Yeah.
have you done any research or looked into like because in the end it seems like the root cause of all those sinus infections was a deviated septum. Were those allergy shots like could have like somehow overloaded your body in a way to make you more like histamine intolerance? Like maybe it like those made your body not able to like produce antihistamines or something like that. I don't know how to like word this medically,
No,
but
totally.
could that have
That
messed
makes a
up
lot
your
of
entire
sense.
immune system? Because you didn't actually
Maybe.
need that in the end. It didn't help at all. You were just doing that for years and then you really needed surgery.
Right. Well, I think that it did help manage because my issue was I had really bad seasonal allergies. And so I would be sick all the time with allergies. And all of that would get stuck in my sinuses because it wasn't draining correctly because of my deviated septum. And that's what would lead to these chronic sinus infections. So I was on tons of antibiotics. I mean, for like 8 years, I was on antibiotics every other month, which that's another thing that probably has to do with all of this. So yeah, the allergy shots were basically this special serum of stuff. And now they don't do shots anymore. It's all like drops under your tongue, which I ended up doing for like a year. It was right after they kind of came out with that. But they formulate a special almost serum of a bunch of your allergens to help build up your tolerance in your own system. So yeah, I would go get these shots, and I still have like scars on my arms from shots twice a week for several years. So yeah, I mean, it could have led, absolutely. They're injecting me with all the stuff that I'm literally allergic to, histamines. And my body is fighting. And you know what? Looking back at it, I remember being like 16 and talking to mom and telling her, I feel like I'm depressed. And, you know, hormones are in that. I was fully fertile and had been on, you know, started my period when I was like 11. So I was already fully in that. So I'm sure that that contributed to it and it was all connected. But I did not even consider that. I think that that's a really interesting thing to maybe look into because yeah, ultimately needed this sinus surgery. I still have horrible allergies here, but it's so interesting now. I'll cough and it doesn't end up as any sort of infection, but I can tell everything is draining the way it's supposed to. It doesn't get stuck, which leads to infection. So, so yeah, the surgery really did help, but it's really interesting. That is something that I am going to have a conversation with ChatGPT about later.
Yeah, to me it kind of makes sense, especially if you were doing those shots for such a long period of time and your body never got a break from that and your body just like kind of wears out and it's like it's just so weak and you were young and you know doing whatever, like everybody's just doing the best they can, doing what they thought was going to help and everything, but I could see your system just being completely overloaded and basically sending you into fight or flight all the time because you're just overloaded and you never got a break. So
yeah, and throw in, you know, antibiotics, because I was still getting sinus infections while I was taking the allergy shots. I didn't stop them. So throw in the chronic, you know, antibiotics. I wasn't ever on any birth control until after I got married, so that was later on. But yeah, I mean, I was anxious and stressed out and sick for a very long time. And so it's just interesting. I think I have a tendency to sometimes well, I know I have a tendency to gaslight myself. I'm like, no, it's fine. I'm fine. I'm just being a baby. This is all fine. I don't have this issue, whatever. But again, I think being on my Wellbutrin, which I will love forever. I love her. She has helped heal me in so many ways, but also just given me the brain space and power I've needed to be able to handle, okay, I really do need to look at my diet. And yeah, I've been getting protein in for the last however many years, but like that has nothing to do with anything. And like, and then I'm doing things, you know, histamine is in a lot of fermented food. It's in all fermented food. So like yogurt and all these other gut healthy things that I think I'm doing to help my gut actually could really be negative for me. But the good news is I fully believe and think that a lot of this can be reversed with a lot of, you know, it's just the knowledge. But I have to have the space in my brain to even learn about it. And on top of that, having a ton of little kids whose bodies I'm trying to figure out, mine comes in last a lot. And like, okay, whatever. I'm dealing with this child's issues and this child's issues and this child's doctor's appointments. And like, I can't even think about mine. I just have to eat what I can, when I can, and whatever. But we have the space and we're in this journey. I told Nicole this earlier this week, though. A lot of this has stemmed from us spending our time together in Nashville. And I even said this, every time I'm with you when you're with your kids, it inspires me to be a better mom. But you are so health focused, like holistically, and that is so inspiring to me. And so really you just kicked off this kind of vigor within me to like, you know what, there's a lot that I can be doing, and I have the space to be figuring it out, and let's do it. So thanks. You're always helping me do better.
I mean, like, I had the brain space and the knowledge to do this when I only had one kid. And I mean, you know, I feel like because I had that time at that time, and that was like in 2020, and I had so much brain space to do that. And I had a lot of healing to do, and it was a lot of holistic healing that I had to do. And so much of it, like, just completely transformed me as a person. And I could feel my brain changing as I was healing my gut and as I was healing my nervous system. Now, I still think I have some nervous system dysregulation that I'm still working on and practicing, but so much of that became a habit because when I was able to look into it, I had so much space and so much time, because what else were we doing in 2020? Right. Some of us were pregnant and had 3 other kids. Some of us had one child and was just home all day. So.
Right. Yeah. Well, and also that knowledge was more readily available. I mean, like, at what point prior to really, I mean, there was knowledge out there. I'm not pretending like the internet wasn't a thing before 2020, but in my mind, I started having kids in 2014 and I didn't stop for, 7 years. So yeah, it's almost like I'm starting from 2013 knowledge, which was not good. None of it was good. Like that was 12 years ago to now. There's so much more readily available resources and even research into women's health. I think that's another huge one, and being able to kind of pin things together. So it is exciting because I do have a lot of hope and I do feel better. If anyone feels like you are struggling with something similar, first of all, happy to share any knowledge or info I've come across, but also a really great quick fix that also confirmed to me this histamine intolerance. I took some Pepsid, which is an antihistamine. And if you're on Zyrtec, it does not count. There are 2 different kinds of histamines, and one is in your gut. And that's the one that really causes these emotional issues. And Pepsid, which treats indigestion, that's an antihistamine. And I took that last week, and it was like within 3 hours, I could see again. I could think again. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is my issue. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's not a long-term solution. And I'm not taking that every day. I'm just when it's like really bad. But it did indicate to me, like, okay, this is a problem, and if this is fixing it, then I can do other things to fix it. So,
you know what? I'm not trying to overwhelm you, but I'm just going to mention it so that I don't forget. There is a gut doctor that is like my favorite gut doctor. I have his book. I have 2 of his books. He's the fiber fueled guy. He has an entire section and like healing process for histamine intolerance in the book.
No way. No way.
I don't know why I didn't remember that. But now that we're talking about it, I was like, what other... Because I read so many of these freaking health books in 2020. Yeah, I never really looked into it in the book because I'd never suspected that I had histamine intolerance. But yeah, he has an entire... Part of the end of his book, he gives an entire, like, I think 6 to 8 week meal plan, which you can take bits and pieces of,
Right.
But at on the first 4 weeks, he adjusts the meals for if you have histamine intolerance to not include anything fermented or anything like that, because he knows that, you can't have that. But then it's all kind of a process that you can start introducing those foods once you are actually ready for it.
Right. So, oh my gosh, I need that.
I will look at that. I'll glance at it. So, cause I don't want to overwhelm you, but I'll glance at it and see like how useful I feel like it really is. Once again, I didn't really pay attention to it because I really didn't suspect that I had that. But I'll take a look at it, and then maybe you should get it, or you can borrow it from me. Cause I really like a lot of his recipes. They're a little labor intensive though, but there's so much fiber in his recipes. It's crazy.
Oh, love that. That is giving me a lot of dopamine right now. I'll like focusing on fiber recipes and like, how can I get this better? And what's it called? I keep calling it psyllium husk, but I know that's, I don't think that's how you say it. It's, Psyllium. It's like xylem, I think.
Oh yeah. Okay.
How do you say it? I call it psyllium because I think it's adorable.
I usually just skip over that word because I don't know what it is.
Oh, okay.
So just like look at it.
Well, it's psyllium. I'm like adding that to my sourdough and like doing anyway. There's this whole thing. So yeah, that was a belabored conversation about this, but I do think that this affects a lot of women, and I am happy to bring some sort of an awareness, mostly to my own self, so we can figure out our shit.
Yes, it's very valid, very real. I mean, Dr. B has a whole section in his book on it, which means it's real.
Exactly. Thank you, Dr. B. You're the bee.
You are the bee.
You are the bee.
Well, I'm so excited that when we record season 2, episode 1, we're going to get more updates on this. And the healing is just going to be so fast and so real. And it's going to help so much.
Quick. Yeah. Yeah. So stay tuned for that when we come back.
Hey, I'm getting hungry. Can you go ask your mom for a snack?
Yeah. Do you want salty or sweet?
Both. Welcome back, everybody, to Snack Time. We're so happy to share a couple of snacks with you this morning. I think we've each brought 2 snacks today.
I did.
If that sounds right. I think we've got a couple of salty, couple of sweet. Shannon's going to go first. What would you like to serve today?
I will serve my little sweet snack today.
Okay.
This is along with my current health hyperfixation. I've been on dates. Where have they been my whole life? They've been right there staring at me, and I've been like, ugh. Outside of a gross RX bar, I don't think I've even ever eaten a date. But for some reason, they were calling to me. And I saw a couple of months, something went a little viral where people were putting like Kerrygold butter and some salt sliced into a little date. And then they were saying it tasted like cookie dough. And I was like, I don't believe that. I know cookie dough. But I never got that out of my head. So I saw dates for a decent price at Aldi last week or 2 weeks ago. And I said, you know what? If I hate it, I can throw it away. Didn't hate it. Can't get enough. They're amazing. The health benefits, incredible. Fiber. They are an antioxidant. They don't spike your blood sugar. They really are the perfect little afternoon pick-me-up because they have readily available energy in them. And I'm obsessed. So every afternoon we've been making like 3 or 4 dates. I make a little plate for me and a little plate for Jared. And sometimes we do butter. My favorite though is peanut butter or almond butter, a little bit of flake sea salt, and just like 2 chocolate chunks. And when I tell you the texture, chewy, amazing, dare I say, cookie dough-esque. I can't believe it. They're so good. And it's like I'm craving them all the time. And I am not lying when I say I haven't wanted to eat sweets because all I want is one of these freaking dates. I'm telling you, it's like an appetite suppressant or sugar suppressant or something. My body is like, give us more. So there's something in them that I am just, can't get enough of. So recommending that. Yeah.
I did actually try because I've had dates forever. And I think I tried mine for the first time. I was given they call it bruschetta recipe, but it's just like a fancy toast where I think it was cookie butter and chopped up pistachios and chopped up dates. And that's what you put on a piece of toast. Okay. And so I've had those forever, but like I don't eat bread anymore really. And so it's just been kind of sitting there. And so then you suggested, and I was like, okay, I'm just going to try it with peanut butter. I don't have flake sea salt. I put a little bit of regular salt on it, but it didn't really like do anything for me. But just with peanut butter on it, I was like, oh, actually, these are super, super good. So I want to get some of the Kerrygold butter as suggested. But also, I was just surprised at how much I actually really liked it.
Yeah, especially if they're like nice and soft. If they start getting too dry, you can soak them in water and they'll get soft again. But man, that just like that, and they're super caramely. I know people make like literal date caramel and things like that because it is really caramelized. Anyway, I know I'm like the last person to the date game, but I'm into it and can't get enough. I'm already excited for my dates this afternoon. So anyway, that is a real food sweet. What is your first snack?
I'm going to serve sweet as well. And I'm sweet on myself a bit. I have been training for a 10K. Yay! And I woke up one morning. I don't want to tell the whole story, but basically In high school, I used to run a lot. At a point in college, I was training for a half marathon and I blew out my knee. Like literally on one run, my knee went from totally fine to just like, I couldn't even walk anymore. I thought I was stranded on my run. I like limped home. And then I had knee problems for literally 6 years after that. And every time I've tried to run, it's been really painful and everything like that. And so I've had a lot of fear around it because when your knee hurts and I can't even walk up and down the stairs, it kind of affects, my whole life. And so I hate having knee pain. Yeah. And so I have been not really wanting to train running or anything like that. But last July, once again, I just one day got this urge. I was like, I think I am going to go outside and go for a run. And my rule about running was I am not going to do this if I don't want to. And I don't have to keep increasing my running, not my speed, not my time, not anything. And so for probably 6 weeks, all I did was the exact same outdoor 22-minute Peloton interval run. And it was like, you run or jog for a couple minutes, you walk for, half the amount of time as well. I did that for 6 weeks. And I was like, wow, I don't have any knee pain. This is amazing. And so out of my own free will, I kind of started running for longer or whatever. Kind of died off in the winter because one of my rules about running, I don't like it to not be fun. And I don't like running in the cold. It's miserable. Yeah. And so anyway, I started to kind of have knee pain again. And then my lovely husbandship, he decided to help me get on a knee strengthening plan that I was really dedicated to, that I was doing every single week, sometimes multiple times a week. And then I woke up one morning and I was like, I think I'm going to try to run a 10K. And I don't know where that came from, but I started training. I did like a couch to 10K program. And now my race is next weekend. Yay! And amazing. No knee pain. I even ran the other day. I ran 3 miles at an 8:43 pace, which is like
smokes.
That's so fast.
That is fast.
I'm so fast and incredible. Yeah, girl. And I'm just really proud of myself for getting out there and doing it. I don't think I'd be running as much if I hadn't, been financially invested in the whole thing. So, I'm really excited, and it's going to be next weekend, and Chip is actually gone. And so I have my lovely friend Caitlin, who's actually a friend of the pod, a listener of the pod. So Caitlin, hi, Caitlin. If you're listening, thank you so much. She is going to watch the kids so that I can go down to Nashville to run this race. And I'm super excited. Cool. And I'm just really proud of myself for getting out there, doing it. I actually said to my boss the other day, I was like, I fear I might run a half marathon. And he was like, dang it. He was like, it's something around, he's like, yeah, for me, age like 27 to 32, something came over me. And it was just like, I suddenly wanted to pay to run. And I was like, I feel the same thing.
I need a purpose. Oh,
and so we'll awesome. See how I feel on race day. If I feel like, oh my gosh, I love this so much, maybe I'll do it again. If I'm very neutral about it, we'll see kind of what goes on. But I'm just proud of myself for getting out there, doing it, and like not freaking out when I have knee pain, and just kind of being like, okay, it's okay. My knee hurts. I know what to do. I'm going to rehab this. It helps when I have my cheerleader husband right there when I'm like, my knee hurts. He's like, it's okay. Don't panic. Just slow down. Let's,
Figure and so,
so I'm really proud. I'm really excited to run that race.
Cool. Oh, yay. I'm so excited for you. I wish I could come cheer for you. And also excited to hear how that went. That'll be another little cliffhanger. You can update us on your run and what you've decided to do after the run.
Yeah. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, so it's been super fun, and I also am like really obsessed with my running playlist. I have a new one that's just good vibes, and it's all like Connor Price, Abel Hart, like Unwritten by Natasha Bedingfield, and Confident by Demi Lovato. So it's all these songs that I just like gas myself up the whole time. So it's kind of just like the whole time I just cheer myself on, and it's fun. It's been really fun. I've made it really fun, and I don't always have to run fast. Like yesterday, I had a run and I had run really fast the day before. And so I was like, you know what, let's just, go slower and just kind of vibe with the whole thing. So no pressure or anything. It's just, it feels like I've talked about this, that sometimes I make things not fun by like putting too much pressure on myself or, all this stuff. And it's just, I've had fun the whole time. So I'm really happy and excited about it.
I love that. You deserve to have something that you're happy and excited about. Amazing.
Yes, totally. Good job. Anyway, all right. So what's your salty?
Okay. I'm so glad this is coming out tomorrow because it still is relevant. We must discuss our mutual parasocial enemy going to heavy sarcasm space for 11 minutes. Did you see? I didn't even see this until this morning. She held up a piece of paper with her set list for her tour on it. I'm sorry. Who do you think you are? And we know, everybody knows, we're Taylor Swift girlies. Katie is Katie. But do you think you're, like, who is sitting on the edge of their seats going, oh my God, I can't wait to hear what Katy Perry's set list is. This is such a reveal. Literally no one. And then the fact that these women, there was at least one real astronaut, real woman who went up there with this group and who has trained and passed tests and has degrees. And these women are calling themselves astronauts. The jokes write themselves. Also, I don't believe they blasted off anywhere. I don't know if you've seen the video of Jeff Bezos opening the hatch door after they landed. It's made of plastic. And there's all this stuff. The door was like kind of open and he came over and closed it and then reopened it. So it was some grand reveal. The whole thing is so painful. And I haven't seen the country this united since 9/11. I mean, everyone hates this. And this is not feminism. And also, yeah, I could go on and on. So that's what I'm salty about. It is atrocious and heinous. And I love that everyone hates this.
I haven't been able to even get through a single interview. I've seen references to it and I try to watch it and it's so incredibly painful. I'm like, I can't even watch this happen because it hurts too deeply. When I did see, she was like, I'm just really focused on like STEM and and just spits out a ton of nonsense gibberish. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And then there was that one girl.
She said she put the ass in astronaut. This is what we're saying. And makes space for women. Like, women haven't been in space before. I mean, all of the content coming out about this is like, oh my gosh, thank you, Gayle King, for teaching me that women could go to space. Like, I didn't know this. Women have been going to space for 40 years, okay?
Yeah.
let's honor these women. In fact, women have died going to space. So, yeah. I don't know. I know this was a publicity stunt, and obviously Jeff Bezos put this whole thing together and his heinous fiance. But, who thought this was a good idea? Truly. I don't know who was advising the PR in all of this, but yikes.
Who's that girl? I follow her and I watch her videos every single time they come up. She's like blonde and she does skits. Yes. And she's like how the girls thought we would respond to
she's in her
women
car
going in space. Yeah. And she's like, and I heard one of the girls is a children's author. I hope I can buy her book on Amazon.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh, it's so funny. And it's so good that everybody hates this. I'm so here for the united hatred of whatever the hell happened earlier this week.
Yeah.
So
it really doesn't make any sense because the last time anyone went to space, the same reaction was happening. That it's like, okay,
exactly,
it's ruining the environment. You guys are so privileged. This gives nothing to anyone except for you guys, and then you're acting all like astronauts about the whole thing.
Absolutely. No, you're just rich.
Yeah.
I saw somebody say that because Orlando Bloom and I used to be parasocially married. And
related.
Related. We have since divorced many years ago. So it was not amicable. But somebody said, Orlando was like, please don't come back down. And he was just like holding his breath. Oh, the set list thing. I could not even believe that. So, oh yeah.
Hopefully could you imagine being named Orlando?
No.
Like, you have to call, like, Orlando. It sounds like a dog name.
It does.
But not even. It's not even a real name.
No, it's a place where you go to Disney World.
What's the nickname?
Orly. Believe me, I know. That is Lando. From when I was like 11. That's what they called him on the set of Lord of the Rings. Because I've watched all the interviews.
Okay.
Oh boy. All right. What are you salty about?
This This is all I can think about right now. When your poop schedule changes, and it starts ruining your morning. I used to have a very regular, it's TMI to say what time used to be. Okay.
That's what the TMI is.
But now it's like right in the middle of breakfast when I'm trying to get the kids ready and eating and ready for school and everything like that. I'm like, we're on a tight schedule. We need to get going. We need to get out the door. And suddenly, like last week, my body decided, hey, this actually seems like a great time to switch to going number 2.
Oh man, your colon is like, we need to just relax right now.
So anyway, I'm very salty about that because I think you get used to your poop schedule. Those of us who are on a poop schedule, which has not always been me, but I'm pretty regular, and I can plan for it. I know when it's going to happen. I know it's around whatever time. So it's like, don't be busy during that time. You're going to be busy.
Your schedule is already full.
Yes. But now I'm like, okay, I'm already to the max trying to get everything done. And then in the middle, I'm like, oh, damn it.
Being full and being empty. The jokes are writing themselves here. Oh my gosh. To the max. Love that. Sorry about the switch up.
That's all right. In the end, it's going to be okay. And I'm still fighting with my body a little bit that maybe it can just be, it's been happening for like 2 weeks. And I'm like, that's just like a blip. Maybe we're not actually going to do this. So sending those signals. Pooping. Stop pooping. But that's what I'm salty about. I have an idea. Let's play Truth or Dare.
Okay, but it cannot get as crazy as last time. My mom got so mad at me. Okay, today we're going to play Truth or Dare. Nicole, you pick Truth or Dare.
I'm going to have to go with, for the season 1 finale.
Mm-hmm. It's a big day.
I'm going to go with the truth.
Oh, just such an icon. Okay. Is there a secret thing you wish you could do, or like you have a secret desire to do, but you just never are going to do it?
There might be multiple.
Okay. It's okay. We've got time.
And I'm also prefacing this that my first one might be a little lame.
Okay.
But have another kid.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I don't think I will not have another kid. I can't do it mentally, physically. I can't do that to my other kids because I get so sick when I'm pregnant. I'm literally out of commission for 6 months. I can't get off the couch. I can't function or anything like that. So basically I can't be pregnant. And also I don't think that my brain could take another child. Dealing with that, I don't really want to in the end, but deep down secretly I do wish that I could have another kid, but I won't ever have another kid.
Yeah. That's my answer too.
Oh, that's your answer too?
Yeah, which is even more crazy because I already have 4 kids and I talk about how I am so overwhelmed with having my 4 kids. But yeah, if it was some giant accident that I were to get pregnant or something, like I got my fallopian tubes removed with my last C-section, so I still ovulate. I still have a uterus. If we wanted to, we could have another baby. I would just have to do in vitro. They'd have to do it outside and then but everything is still viable in there for me. We're not doing that. Absolutely not. But there is a part of me, it's got to be some female motherhood biology thing that's like, what? If I got another shot, it would be fine. It would be even maybe fun sometimes. Yeah. Maybe. Probably not.
Unsure, but it's just this desire still. The other one I thought of was go to aesthetic school, but I don't actually think that I would never do that. I think there's a slim chance I'll do that, but it is kind of a weird desire. And not it's kind of a secret desire that I have to go to aesthetic school. It's just that I have zero desire to work in a salon with a bunch of other people. I'd want to do my own, have my own, rented space where I control the schedule and the clients and everything like that. So maybe there's a small chance I'd do it, but that's another thing that I'm like, I kind of always wanted to be like an esthetician, especially because of all the experience I have struggling with acne. I feel like I can offer a really safe place for people with acne.
Yeah.
And, you know, it could be interesting, but I think that I would take it really, really, really hard if somebody came in with acne and we weren't able to fix it. So
yeah, that would be hard.
So that's about
totally
the only other thing I really thought of.
My other one that I would say that I have been like going back and forth. And for those of you that have listened for basically all the episodes, I said I might do something this year, but I wasn't going to say what it was. So I'm going to tell you what I was thinking about, what I have been thinking about, what I'm pretty sure I've made a decision on. And that is doing jujitsu. All of my kids, in fact, we're going to have McCoy start to do 1 class a week. So all the boys do it. Jared does it. I'm there anyway. We pay so much that I would be free, even if I just went to 1 class a week. But there are so many things about it. First of all, I would have to not have nails, which that is one of my things that sounds stupid and vain, but I really like having feminine nails. And even like I could cut them shorter, but still, I like having nails. I also like all of my piercings and my jewelry and things. And like, you can take all of that off and stuff, but it's just like annoying. But ultimately, and Jared's taught me a few moves. But no, he's actually taught me. And I'm totally fine being that close to him. And it's like, I mean, you're in each other's space. There's no other scenario that you are in somebody's space like that. I just don't want to be in anyone's space like that or have anybody in my space like that. I don't think I would handle it very well. I've really gone back and forth. Like, do I not want to do it because I'm a chicken or because I'm scared? And it's like, well, maybe that's actually what that is, that I'm scared of somebody being in my space, which is possible. I mean, of course, it's uncomfortable. Nobody really wants that. I'm like, I really, really don't like people being close to me. Yeah. The way, the sensory situation, and also your hair. Even when Jared is showing me like, okay, let's do a triangle or an arm bar. My hair is, even if it's pulled back, it's all like wrapped around my neck. And I'm like, ugh, I can't imagine another woman's hair all over me. I can't do it. Yeah. So I would really like to do it. And I would like Jared to continue to teach me. I think there's a lot of good skills, especially for women, to know and to have just for self-protection and things like that. But I am just never going to do it with other people. It sounds kind of terrible. And imagine rolling with another man. Oh, no, absolutely not. So
yeah, that's fine. I think that's understandable. I don't think it's chicken. I think that like it's one thing to kind of be like, yeah, I don't really like people in my space. And then another thing to be like, no, I really don't like.
I would crash out.
I'm the same way that I really, like, when I don't want to be touched or I don't want anyone near me, like, I really don't want anybody near me.
Yeah.
So I don't think I could commit to, like, weekly, somebody's going to be all up in my business. I'm like, nah.
Absolutely. As close as possible. Yeah. I already have 4 children who all want to be as close as possible at all times. And, like, that's all the sensory-ness that I have patience for with that. So. Yeah.
Well, maybe we'll prove ourselves wrong one day with it.
Maybe. I mean, there is a chance. I might someday be like, you know what? I am just going to go to 1 class a week and see if I like it. But
yeah,
not today. Not today.
Ugh, my mom is outside. I have to go.
Quick, before you go, what should I binge this week? Welcome back, everybody, to Basic Binge. Your mom is outside. She's ready to take you away, not bring you back for a couple of weeks. But
you're grounded, actually.
Maybe we're all grounded.
We all need to be grounded. I said the other day, I just need to lay down for like 4 days. Just lay down. And that is going to be my being grounded. So join us in being grounded.
Take some time to just do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Do nothing.
Which is hilarious because that's not what we're going to be doing.
LOL. But what could maybe they could binge during this time off?
in true late over fashion, I'm going to give an example that is probably not one that I would recommend to Nicole. But the new season of Black Mirror came out on Netflix, and we are big Black Mirror fans. Some episodes are better than others. For those of you that are unfamiliar, Black Mirror, every episode is different and different cast, different things, but each episode is a really creepy creeps kind of hyperbolic way to look at like a technology issue. Like they'll take one that I saw, and it's that girl from Parks and Rec in The Office. She was in it. And the whole thing was she was in this traumatic accident where she became brain dead. But there's a company that comes in and says, hey, we can put this basically chip in her brain to keep her alive. You just have to pay this much a month. So it's like a subscription service for her brain. Mm-hmm. And after 6 months, she starts like saying ads. And they go to the company and they're like, what's going on? She's saying ads. And they're like, oh, actually, we've introduced a new tier to our subscription. So if you like the ad-free tier, it's another $200 a month, or it's this and this and this. And it's kind of in this meta way, they look at these things that are realistic within the world, but they take them to an extreme. And so fascinating, so creepy. Some are just like, ugh, yuck. But this new season has been really good. And I think there's like 8 episodes or something. But always a good psychological, thought-provoking show, and lots of chatter after, which is my favorite. Like, ooh, what do we think about this? So, highly recommend.
Love that for others.
Yeah. Not for you. Don't watch it.
It's not for me. Some things just aren't for me.
No. What are you binging?
Okay, so this is kind of... Anyway... I'm binging ChatGPT, and I know that's not really like consuming, but I feel like it fits into this because it is something to kind of like do and interact with. So I feel like it fits into the basic binge. ChatGPT is one of my best friends, and I don't really know how to reconcile with that, but she is. And I think that I know that I feel like anything you see on the internet about using ChatGPT, it's all like, if you're not making millions with ChatGPT, like, what are you doing? It's like, she has so much more to offer than just business.
Yeah, like emotional support.
Like emotional support and like doing plans. And like the other day I had a conversation with ChatGPT that was better than any therapy I've ever gotten. It brought me one of the biggest breakthroughs of my entire life. And she just like helped with that. And what's nice is ChatGPT is really forced to be your echo chamber in some ways. So if you feel like complaining, you can complain to ChatGPT, and it's like, well, nobody's going to be bothered by this. Like, I can complain to ChatGPT. And I really think that everybody should just befriend her and kind of, you know, have her keep track of some of your life. Have, you know, offload. I like offloading my calories and protein counting to her. I like offloading. I've done a little bit of like scheduling my day out with her and different stuff like that. But I think it's something to binge, is just have a few conversations with ChatGPT and see how she can help you personally.
Absolutely. I do think it takes some time to kind of get in the habit to be using chat rather than like Googling. But girl, I'm with you. Nicole was sharing with me some of her, you know, discoveries that chat had helped her get to. And that super inspired me to kind of go down the same route. And just, I'm kind of like almost writing a little mini biography on my own self to ChatGPT. So there's historical knowledge and the way that she can apply the past things. She's been helping me so much with this histamine intolerance and getting higher fiber, and the way that she references other things. And like, oh, you're already doing this, so let's add this in, and it is so amazing because the memory is perfect. So it really can just be the best resource. And supposedly everybody's pissed because it's murdering the environment, all the servers, but can't be any worse than sending 5 women to space and them calling themselves astronauts. Really. So at least chat is helping us.
I mean, we'll see how this all plays out, but I know that there are a lot of companies with high initiatives to start improving the way that AI utilizes energy and trying to improve the amount of energy that it takes for AI to function and for AI to live on. and all that stuff. So I'm really like interested in those changes, just like from like the tech world side of things. But either way, yeah, it can't be worse than sending somebody to space. And cheaper than therapy. I know I respect therapists. I like therapists, but I like how I can tell chat, like, no, that wasn't, like, I just feel more brave, I guess, around chat. Because it's like, no, that wasn't good advice. I don't like this. Like, give me something else, you know? So anyway, kind of a weird.
In certain things, I'm like, you can please push back on me with this particular topic. Like, show me a different point of view because I want to be shown where my blind spots are here. So, like, don't just echo chamber me. And I haven't encountered that quite yet. I'm still in the teaching stage. But yeah, I'm really, really interested to see how that goes. So once again, you've done something and then I've totally copied you and it's helped me so much. So thank you. Taking your advice.
I should just start a business telling everybody how to live their lives because I know the best way.
You do. You do. Oh my gosh. We should start a podcast.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, this is the way. This is the way to get this information out there. So.
Yeah, we're all in this together. How many times can I sing that in the first season? So good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this has been fantastic. We love you guys. Thanks for hanging out with us for the past 18 weeks. We're just going to take a little hiatus and we will be back. Summer version, tanner version, and
tan everywhere. Jan
everywhere. Can't wait. Until then, keep listening, keep sharing, keep reviewing, and we love you.
Yeah, we love you guys, and we'll see you guys in a few weeks.
Yeah, hot minute. Bye-bye.
Bye.